Just take it, baby, just take it. No, you don't have to say those words again. Oh no. And you don't have to. No, you don't have to go and explain yourself, 'cause I ain't gonna listen. Yeah, all you wanted was a souvenir to remember the fall. To go and tell your friends you were there for it all. A souvenir, just a little postcard for the road. And I just gotta know how to find happiness in the wrong place, 'cause it never ends. It's there.
All right, let's get this going. Let's see if today will be the day back-to-back streams with successful hunts. That'd be fantastic. I should fix this. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Still shows Dratini. We're not hunting Dratini anymore. Alright, SHAYMIN's good. Now I just need to get... Nice! It's already fixed. Let's go. Let's do it now. Yeah, actually I gotta keep track. Hey, what's going on, Juan? Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday, man. Hope your day has been going well. Hey, Nil, what's going on? Get Sonny Hedgehog. I will try. I will try my best. A Rose Girl, how's it going? It'd be nice to have a shiny Alolan Sandshrew before your trip, but no biggie. Nah, because you're only working on it on the days you don't swim. Fair enough, yeah. Like, have fun, enjoy the pool. Don't, like, focus too hard on the shinies if you got other stuff. Hey, what's going on, JT? And happy Friday, man. Welcome to the stream. It's the weekend. Let's go. Let's see if we can't start the weekend off with another shiny getting back at it. Heck yeah. Yeah, like, I want to break SHAYMIN up. I want to get SHAYMIN. Like, that is a high priority for me. I want SHAYMIN. But we're going to do other things in the midst. I don't know if, like, we're going to have a certain day that we do SHAYMIN, or, like, if we just have a certain day we don't do SHAYMIN. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Also, I went way too far. I got a pre-order for Scarlet and Violet double pack. Nice! Nice. I'll probably, like, I'll end up pre-ordering it. I don't like pre-ordering games, but seeing as I will almost certainly be streaming it day one, I should probably get it, you know? I should probably pre-order it. We'll see how the pre-ordering works this time around. Hold on. Hello? Okay. And this button didn't work once. Weird. But yeah. I'm excited for Scarlet and Violet. I'm more and more excited for it the more I think about it. Scarlet and Violet Let's Play. It wouldn't be anything recorded. I know that I wouldn't do that. It would be similar to BDSP, if anything. Where we just, like, plow through the game as quickly as possible on stream and get to shiny hunting. I think that's how I would handle it. Just because that's what works for me the best. I'm bad at getting around to editing stuff, and, like, yeah, I don't know. I think, like, if we played the game the way we played BDSP, where it really was just, like, day one we plow through it, and, like, within the first 2 or 3 days we're done and completely done with the story and can focus fully on shiny hunting, I'm okay with that. But anything beyond that, I don't know if I would really go for it, you know? That's my current mood with it. We'll see when we get closer. I don't know if things will change. Since I do plan on trying to kind of do a bit more stuff, like, in terms of streaming random games, like, and whatnot, like on Twitch. We'll see if like that becomes anything different, you know. Hey, Shiny Celebi, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Just like BDSP, including a hard champion. Yeah, we're gonna have to call on you again, Juan. That was so good. You came in so clutch, fixed my like dumpster fire of a team. I appreciate that. I haven't beaten Cynthia in any other of my saves because you haven't been there to help, man. Nah, I mean, I genuinely probably do need to like actually finish another save to do some of the stuff in BDSP that I just haven't done. Hoping to get both games day one, otherwise just certainly you'll get them at Christmas since you got Pokemon games at Christmas ever since Horas. Nice. That'll still be good. That's not too long after they come out. They kind of come out around that time, so it makes sense to get them at Christmas. I think they do kind of like plan that intentionally. It's going good. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Excited for the weekend. Excited. My weekend's already been going for like 6 hours now, which is fantastic. I just had a bunch of stuff going on earlier this afternoon, as far as like I had a haircut appointment and stuff. So like didn't stream as early as I would have wanted to. I think like my goal with like so for work I have like summer hours, which basically means I work 9 hours Monday through Thursday, and then I get to work like 4 hours on Friday, which is nice. Still do the 40, but like with a long weekend. This power boost your Pokemon with X items, but I'm sitting in front of Cynthia and don't have X items. But yeah, so I'm so I get off work around noon on Fridays for like the summer, basically from Memorial Day to Labor Day, which is awesome. I love it. And I want to use that like I did last year, where I just do like really long shiny hunts on those days. But in order to do that, I have to like not be busy right after work. Like, cause I like knew I had summer hours, so I like scheduled my haircut appointment, and then I started streaming again. And I was like, my haircut appointment. So that's why the stream's pretty close to normal hours today. It's not quite normal hours, but it's there. No, I missed it. There's a message on Discord. Right. You ever like seen a message on Discord pop up and you want to try to click like the notification saying like, oh, go to that chat, like that rolls down? I totally missed it. I didn't miss, or I kind of missed it, but I missed it because another message popped up. But yeah, so I got my haircut today, did a little bit of like chore stuff that I needed to get done, and then, you know, let's stream like a little bit earlier. Let's do it a little bit earlier. Got some stuff I might want to do later on tonight that like wrapping up the stream maybe half an hour early would be beneficial for. But yeah, so I'm excited. I have a chill weekend ahead of me, which is nice. I think like having a weekend where I can relax and do nothing without being forced to do nothing will be good. Yeah, and hopefully along with that I can like stream a little bit more, stream some other stuff, find some game on Steam that looks like it'd be fun to stream, and figure out settings for that so we can like do something a bit different maybe. Yeah, Cynthia in BDSP is hard. I mean, she's difficult in all games. Like, Cynthia's notoriously difficult. I think it's actually kind of good that they kept her difficult. When you're in college, you had only 3 classes in the morning. But I got bored when you didn't go home because you can't drive, so really couldn't do much. Except laundry at the dorms. Got you, yeah. I would try to set up my college schedule so that most of my classes are in the morning. I'm not a morning person. But that worked out better because A, I was forced to get up like at a reasonable hour, and B, I got up at a reasonable hour because I had classes. But then I was done super early. Like there were consistently, I had days in college where I was done by noon, which was fantastic. And then my final semester, I literally only had 1 class. So it was 2 days a week. So like. And it was early. It was an 8 a.m. Like, it was an early class. So I was legitimately done with, like, all of my stuff. Besides, like, streaming. by 11 in the morning every day. It was great. Friday for the three classes. Yeah, I got you. I think most of my Fridays also ended pretty early. I think freshman year, first semester, I had like... Friday was actually one of my busier days, just because of the way like classes scheduled out, but I would always try to set it up so that if I did have one day that was really difficult or just a really horrible schedule, had to be there super early, be there super late, like be there super early and not be done until super late. I lived on campus, so like be there means like wake up. If I had to wake up early and had to like go to a class late, it would be, I would try to make it Monday. Mondays already suck. If it sucks a little bit more, like comparatively to the rest of Monday, or to like a Monday without that extra suck, it wasn't that much more sucky. Whereas like if you took like a Friday, which is great, and then added a 6 p.m. lab to it, that sucked. That was awful. You were like making the day horrible. Whereas like Monday already is bad. May as well just like knock it all out, be done with a difficult day early. Hard disk good, but max IV, EV boosted nature, and properly held item might be too much for Ian. Oh, for me, yeah, but I'm okay with games like beating me down. Like, if a game is supposed to be difficult and like they intentionally make something difficult with the intent of there being challenge, I'm fine with it. Like, almost in a sense, you feel respected with that. Like, I don't mind games that are casual and fairly easy. I do enjoy like just being able to kind of turn my brain off and stuff and whatnot. But like, if a game is difficult and like I struggle because it's supposed to be difficult, I don't mind, right? Like Cynthia's frustrating, yeah, but like I think that's a solid thing. I think that's not bad, because like, I prefer that to it being like patronizingly easy, where it's like it feels like they don't respect the player to like understand how to like do well. You know, let me struggle, let me accept that I need to go level up more or structure my team better or something. Let me learn that. That's okay. Like, a game like telling you you need to do better is fine. It doesn't need to be like, great job, you tried, you move on. Like, yeah, no, let me fail, let me learn from it. That's kind of the point of a lot of games that involve strategy and team building and stuff, is like hitting a brick wall and having to rebuild your team. It's a little bit frustrating when that brick wall is the last thing in the game before beating it, but at the same time, like, it makes sense. Like, I don't want the rest of the game to be easy and then the final boss be a cakewalk. It makes sense, I'm okay with it. Mario Maker Monday. If Mario Maker Monday can be a different game on Saturday and on Twitch, maybe. Having to 8 a.m. 3 days a week with a 45-minute commute your first semester. Oof. That's unfortunate. Yeah, like, I took these schedules because, like, I lived on campus or close to campus when I was in college. Freshman year, I was in the dorms. Sophomore year, I was in like an apartment like north of campus, like a 20-minute walk maybe. And then the junior and senior year were the years I was streaming, and you can see that apartment in the background. I was like south of campus, but I like would just take the bus in every day. Like, the campus bus came by like all those apartments in the area because they are just like intended to be student apartments, like the dorms off campus kind of situation. So I didn't mind it. If just wanted you to suffer, that's fine. They went for a faithful recreation and Cynthia was a pain in the butt in the originals. So like, yeah, it would have been honestly worse if they hadn't made it difficult. I prefer that like Cynthia was difficult, seeing as she was difficult in the originals, and they wanted to be faithful to the originals. So, so I would have hated it faithful to the originals with some modern conveniences. If the modern convenience was Cynthia being easier, that's dumb. Like, the idea of like shiny odds being changed, various different things like in terms of competitive like breeding and whatnot being better, like, that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I like that the difficulty of the game wasn't toned down. Hey, Silver Bottom, what's going on? How you? You got 2 shinies, another that in Corsola, so you're doing good. Nice! That's awesome. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Today was a short day at work just because it's summer hours, which is always nice. Being able to be done with work at noon is great. I got my haircut, came back, hung out for a little bit, and did some stuff I needed to get done, and now I'm streaming. So I'm having a good time. I'm doing well. Hopefully we can get this green hedgehog today. Or I guess the bluish hedgehog. More so, it is green now. We want that blue-green. Hopefully we can get it. I would love to have back-to-back successful, like, shiny streams. I don't know what we would do if we did get it today. Like Dratini's easy enough, because I still need another Dratini. We might do that as another stream, either on Twitch at some point, or just eventually we do enough other Let's Go hunts that, like, coming back to Dratini's logical, because, like, I need a Dragonair to complete my decks, guys. Like, let's look at it. We only have, like, 10 Pokemon, and they're all repeats. Let's just get them done, kind of thing. Like, I'm okay with that. But, like, with Shaymin, it's like, I guess, ooh, it's Friday. We could go to Drifloon. If we find Shaymin, we can do Drifloon. That would be interesting. I wouldn't mind doing that. So maybe that's kind of our decision here. If on Fridays we find something, we switch over to Drifloon and do a little bit. Maybe. Dragonair hunt, let's go. Oh gosh, I don't want to go for Dragonair. I have no desire to hunt for Dragonair. Dratini's hard enough, both in terms of its rarity and its fairly low catch rate before you catch a ton of it. Dragonair being rarer just completely, like, blows that problem up even more. So yeah, I wouldn't want to go for, like, a pure Dragonair. We got Dragonite straight up. That was already crazy enough. I don't need to do it again. Legends is really good. You're averaging around 4 new shinies a day. Yo. Gen 4 Diamond Pearl Munchlax hunt. So 1. I don't do Manaphy because that one takes a while for encounters. I don't think Munchlax would be much better. Yeah, I don't know. I like doing crazy hunts. I don't know if I like doing a hunt that crazy. Crazy hunt-wise, the first thing I think we would bring back is Jirachi, just because we haven't done that in so long. And I do want to do more Jirachi. I miss it. It's been, like, almost a year since we did Jirachi, which I would like to get back to that. I would like to find it, because Jirachi's a cool Pokemon. Jirachi's an awesome shiny. I'm nostalgic for Jirachi and want it. So, like, I'd do Jirachi. I want to do Jirachi again. I see you get the GameCube and their capture system set up. Which is admittedly a bit of a task to do. So I'd have to figure out how to, like, do that well and organize. And then I'd like to get more. I'd like to be dual hunting it. I figured I can now. As ridiculous as it is, the only thing I need is a legit Gen 3 cartridge, a legit North American Gen 3 cartridge. I need that. It did, man, if you just took 2 years to do it. Yeah, and for me, it just wasn't an enjoyable stream, to be, like, completely real. Like, because it took so long between encounters, I think I need more capture cards, like DS capture cards to do it, which just makes it a pain. And I'd almost certainly just have to find new ones, like, or, like, a new brand of them and get 3 and just, like, ignore the fact that I have a Katsukity one, because Katsukity doesn't exist anymore. Pain, but... But yeah, like, I think there's a way to do it that makes it a little bit more bearable. It's a little bit more to manage, but the, like, reward out of it's better. So maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we'd have to see on ever coming back to that. But on the Jirachi front, I need 2 more GameCubes, which isn't an ask, 1 more Game Boy player, and like an actual cartridge that's like probably just like Ruby or Sapphire. Well, it has to be Ruby or Sapphire, an English Ruby or Sapphire. If I hadn't lost my old Sapphire, we'd be good. But no, I'd have to buy another Sapphire, which is a pain, but it's fine with me. Because I have another friend who, that when I went to MomoCon, yeah, she was walking around with me, and like I pointed out, like, oh yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking at, and mentioned, Mel's like finding a lot of that in Japan and whatnot. It's like they're like, oh, I think I have some of that at home. I'll see if I can find it. So I had a text from them later, a couple days ago, and it's a picture of 2 Game Boy Player discs and an in-box Jirachi bonus disc. I don't know, like, it's weird to see someone go, oh yeah, I just found this all in a pile of like junk, and it's like $700 in various like Game Boy discs. It's like, oh, okay, nice. I need the Game Boys to use it, but that'd be great. And so if you got Rockruff, they can't work on Like a Rock in the summer and then pick me off in August, yeah. Also started Murkrow Mischievous Eggs. Good luck with those, yeah. For now, you're gonna work on getting some other hunts done. Fair enough, yeah, mix it up. Keep it fresh. Did you get the Manaphy eggs from Ranger Games or some other way? I got them from Ranger Games. I have 10 legitimate Manaphy eggs from various Ranger Games. I spent all summer in 2018, all of like summer 2018, driving around to GameStops in my area, buying used Pokemon Ranger games. And I figured out, I eventually learned how to do this in the store so I could check it like without like having to buy it first in case I did have to immediately return it. But what I would do is I would go in and I would take my 3DS with me and basically, hey, I'm looking to buy that Ranger game. Can I just check and make sure it works first? Because like a lot of times like DS games like have corroded contacts and stuff and like don't work. So they have no problem doing that. And like at the end of the day, the game's like $10. It's nothing. If I sprinted out of the store, they'd just be like, all right, don't let him back in, and that'd be it. Like, so they just like kind of let me like put him in and look at him. And so I would take a second and scan through the menus and figure out if like the egg was in a state of having been collected. I went around to all these GameStops, and if like the egg was still on it, sometimes I'd get lucky and they had beaten the game and just not collected the egg, which was fantastic. I literally just collected the egg and that was it. GameStop on all used games is like GameStop's policy on all used games, at least at the time, was like a 7-day complete refund return policy for used games. Pokemon Ranger is not that long of a game. It's about 6 hours of gameplay once you know what you're doing without trying to speedrun. So I would just buy Pokemon Ranger cartridges and I would take it, and within a week I would beat the game and collect the egg off of it if I noticed that like the egg wasn't on it or hadn't been collected off it. Then I'd return it and say like, I didn't really want it, I decided I didn't want it. One time I did straight up say I beat it, and the employee was like, I didn't hear you say that, and just like did the return anyways. It's like, yeah. Yeah, that worked. I went around to like 5 or 6, or I guess closer to 10 GameStops around me, bought like 11 cartridges of Ranger and collected 10 eggs off of them. Got yours from Ranger, but had to get a sealed copy. You had to get a sealed copy? Dang. As someone who used to flip TCG collections, finding hundreds of dollars in shoeboxes at a trip, man, I wondered how much money was in my shoebox of Pokemon cards. My Pokemon cards from when I was a kid, like all Gen 1 through Gen 3 cards, turned into paper mache, the laundry machine above the like closet that I had all my Pokemon cards in a shoebox in leaked, and the box just turned to paper mache with the cards. So my cards are just a pile. And hey, no, I just questioned my sanity. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Hope your Friday's going well. 100% Pokemon Ranger Guardian signed, refreshing to the first Ranger game. I haven't played either of the sequels. I own at least one. I think I own both. I might just own one. I'm not sure. I know I at least own Shadows of Almia. I have yet to play it because I just honestly was so done with Ranger at that point. Like, I needed a break. After I beat Ranger like 10 times, the same Ranger 10 times, I was like, alright, I should do something else. And so I just haven't played it. Learning guitar alongside piano music at school. Nice. Tiring, to be honest. Hey, but hopefully it's enjoyable. Hopefully, like, it's something you're wanting to do. Cat's being passive-aggressive about wanting attention. She's walked through twice now. Lifted her tail as she went under my legs to let her tail just, like, off the bottom of my leg. Looks at me and then walks back out of the room. Scratching on something. Just looking at her down the hallway. What? What? What do you want? What do you want, cat? You really do. She like walks all slinky, like all like bunched up and super low to the ground until she gets to me and then lifts her tail up. Now she's in my lap. Be nice to me. I am nice to the cat. I fed her and gave her a treat before stream so that she wouldn't feel the need to come in here and beg for attention. She wants the attention anyways, it seems. Apologies if the mic starts making weird sounds. She's rubbing her face on it. Have an alternate secret rare Algamon card, Digimon. I knew it was one of your rarest cards. Oh, nice. I don't think I really had anything rare. I had no clue how like that stuff worked when I was like 8, and a lot of that stuff, like when you're 8, you just kind of make up your own rules and like whatever cards are cool to you. And I'd always like, if ever I got the chance to buy Pokemon cards, I'd obviously want to buy. No. Stop moving that. I have it in a position. She just keeps moving the microphone. But yeah, I would buy, whenever I got the chance to buy stuff, I would buy like the biggest thing I could that had like the coolest cards in it I could, which was always like, ow, big card packs, which don't have a lot of like actual booster packs to open. They're usually just like predetermined cards. Like I would get like the card decks, right? Like the ones that like had the ones that would have like a Sceptile on the front of it and it was a deck of cards. Well, that's just full of like a monotype like play deck. Like it's already built to be a play deck and it's just full of common cards. Like there wasn't anything rare in it. I never realized that as a kid. Be nicer to the kitty? I am nice to her. She gets plenty of belly rubs and like cuddles and everything. She just constantly wants attention. But now she's sitting on her cat tree, so I think we're okay. She got her moment in the spotlight. Realized that it wasn't going to come with like cuddles right off the bat. And now she's up on her cat tree. She probably wants me to open the window, but I won't do that while I'm streaming. The light is awful if I leave the window, if I leave the blinds open while streaming. She's just got her tongue sticking out. But yeah, so anyone got anything exciting planned for the weekend? Hopefully some of that will be like watching a fun stream on Twitch or something. I don't know. I gotta figure out if there's a game I want to like try out and like play on Twitch for a while. I'm not sure if there's anything. I would imagine I can find something either in my like incompleted Steam library, like my completely abandoned Steam library of games that I purchased and never played or never beat. Or I'll find something on the Steam store, buy another game, play part of it on stream, and then never play it again. And I feel like it's more likely going to be that second one. But I think we'll have a lot of fun with it. You got 4 free games from GameStop from your coupons, so 4 games to play this weekend. Nice! What kind of like coupons were they? Like what kind of coupons get you like the free games like that? Or was it just like you bought enough games that like the coupons effectively made 4 of them free? I need to go to GameStop again. I get like I have like the pro membership because I think it pays for itself with Pokemon each year, I think, is what I've found. So, like, that's enough, usually. That's enough to justify it. But yeah, I just haven't been to I haven't been to GameStop since, like, I got my copies of BDSP. I just haven't felt the need to go in. Because, like, I don't know what else I'd be playing on my Switch right now. So it's like I have Pokemon, and everything on my PC goes through Steam. So like the only reason I'd go to GameStop is I wanted to get like a new controller. Like if I wanted new hardware, I'd go to GameStop, and I kind of need to get a new Pro controller. Mine's been drifting for a while. I forget. I think it was BDSP where I started to actually like, notice it was a problem, and I couldn't recalibrate it. One from building points and the monthly pro membership got you $20, and they had a sale of 4 games for $20. Well, hey, there you go. That works out well. Yeah, I'll have to see. I imagine I could find some like Switch only game at GameStop that could be fun to play. Mess around with that some. Who knows? Because it's been a while since I've got a non-Pokemon game. Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread's the last like non-Pokemon game I got for the Switch, and I really only make a distinction between the two because like Pokemon games I get and immediately stream. So like I've only purchased one game for my Switch in like the past year that was just to chill and play and nothing else. Because yeah, like heck, even before that. Even before like Metroid Dread, it honestly might be like Animal Crossing, which I got fairly close to release. I just don't get a lot of Switch games anymore. I got like a bunch in the first like couple of years of having it, and I know I picked up a few like the summer I had my Switch, and I was still, well, would that have been? Yeah, I think that would have been my like junior year of college. I would have picked up, yeah, like the summer, like basically like my junior year of college and like the summer before my senior year. I think I picked up a good number of games just because like I was making money from an internship, and I have room for Switch games, and I just haven't like played a ton of them because I haven't. It's the same situation with my 3DS where it's like, I'd always, if I ever saw a game that was interesting for 3DS, I'd have to weigh the level of interest I would maintain in the game. And basically I had to like look at a game and go, is it worth it for how long I'm going to play this before I go back to Pokemon? Hey, what's going on, Cinder? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Happy Friday. Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Yes, I need to play Kirby. That looks like such a good game. I know nothing about it. You know what, Juan? I think you gave me my game I'm going to play this weekend. Because keeping it on the Switch makes it easier for me to stream, because then I'm just worried about bitrate and I'm not worried about how much it's like actually using my CPU. I think we found our game for the weekend, guys. I think we'll play some Kirby tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know. I'll have to make the run to GameStop and pick it up because I want it physically. So we'll see. I have to get it. Hey, Justin with a macro and a shiny Pokemon. Welcome to the stream. How you doing, Justin? Hope all is well. Currently tossing yourself in and out of the Alabaster Ice Lines repeatedly. Almost double odds squad. Oh, dang. Oh, yeah, and you're going full odds for it, right, Cinder? Because like, it's one of the massive mass outbreak Pokemon, right? But yeah, how many phases are you at this point? You've had a crazy number of phases. Like, your luck for shinies in it, like, your luck for shinies hasn't been terrible. It's just been your luck for... It's just been your luck for this specific shiny, right? Kirby is so fun. Oh, you're entering 100%. That's gonna be hard. See, and that's kind of what I like with it, right? Like, we can have that be like a chill Saturday game for a while. Or like if I get bored throughout the week and it's like I'm not streaming Pokemon for whatever reason, you know, I can just pop on Twitch and play that for like a like hour or two. Because I feel like YouTube having an algorithm for whether it shows your content big or small creator, like, yeah, big creator or small, like, makes it continuously stressful to have something that flops. Whereas, like where you can't, like, you almost can't, like, spontaneously do something on YouTube because of the odds that, like, oh, your audience that normally watches when I stream from 6:30 to 8:30 didn't see the stream that was at, you know, 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Like, unless you get consistent with it and keep it up and get, like, an audience for that and an audience for the other, it can be risky on YouTube, right? Like, if I popped up at, like, 4 p.m. tomorrow with Kirby on YouTube, not a lot of people would tune in because it's not what I do over here, and, like, it gets strange, right? It gets iffy, if that makes sense. Where it's, like, it's iffy whether or not, like, YouTube will be okay with me doing that or not. Whereas, like, Twitch, if I have a stream that does I'm still ranked, like, in terms of views. So, like, I'm ranked by views alongside other people of the game I'm playing. So, like, it makes sense. It's fine. Hey, what's going on, Kevin? And yes, I did actually remember to put the link on Twitter. I've done it 2 days in a row now, which is a longer streak than I've ever had with posting those links to Twitter. Working on phase 30. Holy crap! But argue shiny luck was really bad at the start of the game. Fair enough. But holy cow. Yeah, living shiny decks and legend. Cinder's going for this full odds. So, like, there's a little bit more to it there. You tune if you play Kirby, watch more for the people hearing conversations. Heck yeah. Yeah, so I'm talking, like, my thought has been, and I've been thinking about this for, like, the past few weeks. And I would have liked to have started it earlier, but I was sick last week and could barely talk last Friday on stream, so, like, didn't want to risk it too much, you know. So what my thought is I think at this point it's accepted that I've pigeonholed this channel into being a Pokemon channel. I could branch out as far as other types of Pokemon content, but it would take a lot for this channel to become not Pokemon, right? That's just, it is what it is. I don't mind that. I want to make Pokemon stuff here. But YouTube does not like you changing stuff. As much as I know it was like kind of a thing that people are saying, like, small creators, focus on one thing, build your audience, and then shift. Don't do that. Never make a big shift. Make it all slow. I couldn't, like, Kirby would be a stretch. It's another Nintendo thing, but it would be a stretch. Whereas, like, if I slap it on Twitch and play that there, or I could play Stanley Parable, or I could play, you know, Miku's got her game on Steam now. Like, I could play, like, anything on Twitch and just vibe there. I could play Trackmania, which would be a whole lot of fun. I kind of want to play Trackmania on Twitch at some point. But, like, I can do that on Twitch, and I think that's what I'm gonna try to do. Is like shiny hunts stay here, though these aren't moving. I don't think these are ever moving, but I can start doing some other stuff on Twitch. I can kind of pull you guys with me. I get a decent jump to like decent viewership numbers and whatnot, so like it makes sense. I kind of like that as an idea. I'd like to point out you finished work at 1 and came back at 5:30. Oof. So to sit around all that time, man. Oof. Probably closer to like 80,000 Pokemon seen total, which promises it as bad as it sounds. And you keep in mind that you see so many other course of 1.5 to 2 minutes. Oh yeah, like you're seeing the whole Icelands basically, right? Or like not the whole Icelands, but you're seeing everything in that line up to Zora. So yeah, you're seeing a lot of Pokemon. The percentage of which are Zora are fairly low. On the current save you're hunting on, you've yet to catch a single Zora since you're currently using your second file, so you'll catch the first ever shiny or first alpha female you find. Nice! It's gonna be a pain to do the space-time distortion Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, getting any of those Pokemon that are like space-time distortion, good luck. Good luck. You have to get the distortion, you have to get the shiny, or you have to get the right Pokemon in the distortion, and it has to be shiny. Like, that's a lot of ifs. So yeah, good luck. Drive was so long, stopped in an Amish town though, which was neat. Oh nice. Told you blend in since your beard looks very similar to theirs. That's interesting. That's interesting to learn. I guess it makes sense that yeah, like that would be that tends to be one of the defining features, I guess, in terms of like what like when it's like shown in like media and stuff. So it makes sense that like yeah, having that is pretty defining and like makes you blend in. Nice. You have to wait 5 to 40 minutes just for a chance for a shiny, right? Like that's definitely something that you should be doing alongside any of your other hunting, right? Like that's not something that you sit down and just do the space-time distortions. That's something where it's like while doing everything else, you do the space-time distortions. When they pop up, you check them. You'll still probably end up having to sit there and grind them, but there's a chance you can get 1 or 2 of those shinies without having to grind them, which is so nice, so much better. Every Amish view had a beard. I could not fit in if I tried. I do not have the genetics for strong facial hair. Which I don't mind, because that tends to, I think, line up with also having decent genetics for keeping a hairline. So, that matters more to me. Obviously, they're not, like, mutually exclusive or anything, but there is some correlation. After you finish making dinner, you're hunting the Johto starters since you're doing a bigger hunt right now. Awesome, dude. See your profile picture, remove your beard, and you look Amish. Zora's officially your 3rd longest hunt, by the way. Hit Xerneas threshold today. Think 22% chance of you getting it before Rashi ran threshold now. Dang. Looks like a drug lord's handyman? What? Explain yourself, Juan. Why do you have this kind of, like, picture in your head? It's also a blessing and curse saying people think you're in your mid-20s. Older people check you out now, which is weird, but you're, like, not looking like you're 12. Yeah. Understandable. I've fortunately never had the issue of like people mistaking me for being younger, just because I've always been tall. I think like literally like as long as I can remember, whenever we went to the doctor for a checkup, I was in like the 99th percentile for height. That's just what it was. That's just what I was. I was tall and lanky. Like, that was just how I was. Your shirt, mustache, and hair make it look like a drug movie. A movie Drug Lord. And it's just summer vibes, man. I see it, though. I totally see it, though. The Hawaiian shirt, the mustache. The kind of combed back hair. It's a look. It's definitely a look. But yeah. Hey John, what's going on? Hope you had a good day. Happy weekend. Happy weekend to you too, man. Yeah, no, I'm doing alright. Doing alright. Had summer hours with work today and have it for like all of summer. So I was done with work around noon, got my hair cut, and mostly just been chilling and stuff. Did an experiment, went to a restaurant and tried to order alcohol. They almost fell for it. Told them you're 18. We told them they're 18. There's a reason that like most restaurants' policy is to like card anyone that doesn't look like a grandparent. Like that's just what it is. And that's just, they kind of have to do that because, yeah, otherwise you have someone who looks like, could very easily look 21 and they could be 16. People think you're 14, but you're 22 without a beard, and with the beard, they think you're 16. That's kind of funny. At Walmart, when you buy 17 plus or 18 plus movie, it's 17 or 18 plus like content, like they still ask for your ID. I can imagine that getting annoying to a point. So having your friends and yourself predict phases, they're expecting Berg number 6. Have you found that many Bergmites? Holy cow. I guess like, yeah, for 30 phases you're gonna find a bunch of repeats. That's a weird one, Kevin. I can see that being a weird one. Like, it's easy enough to explain, but still. It's like, no. That's not what this is. First 3 Bergs were full odds and he decided to just finish the dex entry to level 10 so he didn't feel obligated to care about it. And the other hills you get, fair enough. Totally fair, Cinder. Probably fill up Bergmite's entry on the new save. You don't think your mom's either your sister, boyfriend, or husband? What? They somehow think you're like 16 and have a daughter. What? Oh, for the wife. Okay, I was like, that's a little bit more of a misinterpretation there. Very old school. That's a lot of it, right? Like, it's interesting how much like fashion and style plays into that, because I remember seeing someone post like a video of video footage from like a high school in the 80s, right? Like someone had one of those massive over-the-shoulder camcorders and just kind of walked around the school filming and stuff because, oh, look at this cool thing, we can film and like do all this stuff. And like for one it was really high def, which is it's crazy how long high def has been around. It's just been something that's ridiculously expensive for a long time, but it's been around. And yeah, seeing like someone filmed like a bunch of just like high schoolers in the 80s, and like it got posted online, and like everyone was like, they look like they're like 40. And it's because, it's because they're 40 now. Their hairstyles haven't changed all that much, right? Like, a generation kind of like decides what their fashion is, and eventually you stop trying to keep up with modern fashion and you just kind of do your old fashion. And like, so yeah, of course, like, the person sitting in a high school in the 80s reminds people of, like, they look kind of like my mom looks or something, right? Because, like, yeah, because they have the same hairstyle that your mom has now. Because they just kept the hairstyles, right? Like, you're gonna see it with people who went through high school in the, like, 2010s and stuff, too. They'll look like their age, because their age is always gonna kind of have that same, like, style. It's gonna be a thing, you know? So it's interesting. It's interesting how much, like, yeah, fashion and all that stuff plays into it. Because, like, it really does. Like, you see someone dressed like someone who was born in, like, the 80s dressed, you're probably going to assume they were also born in the 80s. If, like, they're at all in the range of old enough to be an adult and, like, not old enough to be a senior. Old boss asked if your sister was your girlfriend. Your sister is in her 40s and your boss knows how old you are. That's interesting. I mean, I guess no judging there from your boss, I guess. You're gonna toss some of these dupes into Wonder Trade on BDSP, or Sword Shield in the case of Berkmite. Just see what happens. Your beard already has a few gray hairs in it. Everyone gets random gray hairs every once in a while. Stress or just like a random fluke, it happens. The reason we have gray hairs later in life is because eventually those just kind of stick. I'll find gray hairs occasionally. It's just a thing. Post your progress on your Pokedex and Legends. Nice! So check it. And Jordan, welcome to the stream. You're playing through the ROM hack Crystal Clear. Your team's a Raichu, Piloswine, Dragonair, Pidgeot, and Graveler. Cool. Hope you're having fun with it. Yeah, let's see one. Let's pull up this Pokedex. Oh, dang. Yeah, you almost got a whole PC box. That's awesome. Yeah, that's dope. How many 18-year-olds frequently talk about Ray Charles, Elvis, the Beatles, Queen, Led Zeppelin, etc.? The Beatles and Queen are pretty ubiquitous across, like, generations at this point. Like, everyone who knows music knows Bohemian Rhapsody, and, like, everyone knows the Beatles. Like, those ones are fair, but yeah, I guess you don't really hear about, like, there's a lot of them, right? Like, if that's mostly what you talk about, there's gonna be some more assumptions. Elvis is popular enough for a generation to talk about. Yeah, like, well, we know Elvis, right? But I don't think... I would argue Elvis is less, like, talked about in the same sense. Like, they're making a movie about Elvis, so, like, he's not, like, gone. Like, from the public knowledge and the realm of, like, pop culture. But I would argue, in comparison to, like, Queen, I don't think as many people would just, like, start singing along to an Elvis song nowadays. Just because, like, I'm 25, I know who Elvis is, I know he made songs, I know the general vibe of his songs, I would recognize an Elvis song if it was playing. I wouldn't know the lyrics to it the same way that, like, again, literally anyone that knows music can sing along to Bohemian Rhapsody, right? Like, there's not videos of, like, sound testing happening at a concert and Elvis songs, like, Elvis comes on and the whole venue starts singing that. Like, that doesn't happen. That happens with Queen. There was a Green Day concert, there's a video, pretty popular, you guys have probably seen it, from a Green Day concert where, like, Bohemian Rhapsody was just used as, like, a filler background song while they set up the stage for Green Day, right? Like, the opening act finished and they had to move all the stuff around, bring out the right instruments, bring out the right microphones, all that stuff, get the stage set up, and they played Bohemian Rhapsody. And the entire venue was singing along to Bohemian Rhapsody. Hey, what's going on, Alan? Welcome to the stream, man. Elvis is more of a historical figure than recognized artist at this point. That's a fair way to describe it. That's a fair way to describe it, Colin, for sure. Like that, I know Kevin mentioned like Johnny Cash yesterday, I think. Like, yeah, like that kind of thing. It's like, yeah, those I would say, I hear those songs when my grandparents put Spotify on when we're at their house. That's where I hear that kind of music. Not that I dislike it, I just don't actively seek it out, right? Like, and it just doesn't hold the same, like, presence as, like, some other artists do, right? Yeah, like people still listen to Queen pretty often. People still listen to Led Zeppelin. The Beatles are well known. I can't say for sure people listen to it. I don't listen to it all that much. The Beatles isn't really my sound, but like people listen to the Beatles, people listen to Queen, people listen to Led Zeppelin, but Elvis is different. You love Johnny Cash, yeah, right? Like I know you mentioned it, and yeah, and that's one of those ones that I think falls into that same category with like Elvis, right? Where it's like people know who Johnny Cash is. They know he was a musician. They don't listen to him. His music style didn't age poorly. It just didn't stay in like the cultural zeitgeist. It just didn't stay in that. So yeah, that's definitely like a thing. Very specific and of its time. Absolutely, yeah. And there's no problem with that, right? Like, there's music that comes out today that, like, will be incredibly popular in the moment and just won't stick around the same way. There's really no telling what songs that will be. But there's music that, like, defines an era, and there's music that, like, there's music that you listen to and it's very clearly that era. And then there's music that kind of, like, created that era. And because it was so, like, its own thing and so trailblazing, it sticks around. Right? Like, I think a modern example is, like, of an artist that was incredibly popular. And people still... I assume some people still like the music, but, like, they don't make a lot anymore because, like, they fit the time period too well. And, like, almost to the point that they, like, instead of defining the time period, they were defined by the time period or something. Like they made music and they made music for so long and it all became popular at once because that was the sound that, like, was wanted in the time. And then was no longer wanted after that. Like, people got their fill and that was it. It's like B.O.B., right? Like the other day, like, I remembered Airplanes, right? That song was everywhere. I love it. It's great. Part 2 is amazing. But you see that it was from 2012, and you're like, yeah, that's a very 2012 song. Like, yeah, that's a very early 2000 song, or early 2010 song. There's no changing that. There's no, like, changing that, or, like, so good. Like, any of his songs that were popular were very popular in their moment. And they're not going to stick around the same way. There's no telling what artists are going to be, like, known the same way like an Elvis or Johnny Cash is. There's no telling what artists are going to be like a Beatle or a Queen. Your younger brother's friend has a 10-album cover of Pearl Jam as a screensaver. This kid's just going to be just like you. Yeah, you'll always have people who are like that. They just gravitate towards, like, a certain sound, right? Like, it's not even necessarily like, oh, they gravitate towards the older stuff. It's just like... a certain era had a certain sound, and some people like that sound. You're gonna find it, no matter if you were born when it was a thing, or if, like, it happens when you were in, like, your 30s. You'll find that sound. It'll be like, I like this sound, and that'll be your sound. For me, that's largely, like, late 90s, early 2000s punk, right? Like, pretty much anyone who was inspired by Blink-182. I'm gonna like, because I love Blink-182 sound. And that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if like I was like 6 when like some of these albums came out, right? Like that doesn't change like that I found them when I was in my teens. So it was like I like these. Music is so interesting, and like musical musical preferences are interesting for sure. Pretty much anything from the 50s to the early 2010s. Wasn't a fan. Too many songs about in the last decade. Fair enough. I mean, that's fair. If like the music just doesn't hit you right, I imagine you would probably find some indie stuff that you're more into, just because like, you know, a lot of indie stuff tends to not follow the trends, which is definitely going to be a big thing. I also kind of take this, Kevin, and I'm just going to assume that you listen to a lot of music and were very eclectic in like the music you listened to through middle school. And with that, it's kind of like science. Like I think there have been studies on it that have kind of found that like 14 to 15 is when you like lock in the music you like, because that's like that's part of that time you're developing your own identity, and it's like you're listening to music you want to listen to and not the music that your parents have on the radio in the car. Or like you're not just listening to your parents' music at that point, you're listening to your own stuff, and you develop that like sense of style, and you're like, this is my music, and then it changes in the future, and it's harder for you to engage with that because it falls into that whole category of like, there's a point in time where like things that are a thing stop being things that are, and like stop just being how things are and start being new things and changes. And like, that's kind of the thing. 14 was when you finally decided what you like. Yeah, that kind of happens for everyone. Like it's just a thing. Like that's not like a, I don't mean like bashing or anything. It's like, yeah, it's like, all right, that kind of sounds like you had a very eclectic taste up till that point. And that's kind of the point where your brain starts to be like, this is good. Changes beyond this are not good. And like, it's just how your brain is. You know, everyone has it. There's the point, the line from The Simpsons from Abe, where he's like, I used to know what it was, I used to be with it, and then they changed what it was. And then they changed what it is, and what it was is no longer it. And that's part of human nature to a point. First Alpha Zor on the new file, not female though. RIP. For shame. But yeah, so that happens with everything, and it's just interesting that music is very consistently your early teens. Would you like to play Poppy Playtime on Halloween? No. No. I don't do horror games. Not my thing. Yeah, I just don't enjoy like the horror genre personally. Never really have. Like I just get too preoccupied with the idea of it like being it's supposed to be scary, therefore the only thing I'm focused on is that it is scary, and I have no following of anything else involved in it. So it just ends up not being enjoyable for me. I don't know if it'd be enjoyable for people to watch me just freak out the whole time. Because yeah, like literally the only like horror-ish game I've finished or played in any real capacity intentionally is DDLC. That's because Mel and I played that one together. But yeah, like FNAF, Poppy Playtime, Amnesia, Bendy, all of those kind of games, even like Hello Neighbor, like that's not my thing. I think a lot of those games as well are very specifically like designed to be more popular as a game you watch someone play than like as a game. I feel, and like Game Theory's talked about this because I'm going to bring him up here. I feel like a lot of these games are solely designed around the idea of getting Game Theory to make a video on you. And there is a genre that leads to that. And it's the indie horror with this weird cryptic lore. Release it in like segments so that like the lore drops like just often enough to like keep people interested, but just far enough apart that MatPat will make a new video on the new part, right? Like, he's talked about this. He's aware that the game studios do this now. Tiny Build like desperately tries to get MatPat to like notice anything they make now. They like sabotage game ideas for the sole purpose of making them a lore-heavy indie game with the intent of pulling in someone like MatPat or another like theory channel, and it's like, I'll admit I enjoy watching that stuff. I'll watch that, I'll eat it up, but I won't play. I won't play those games, so they aren't for me. Intis, what's your least favorite Pokemon? Need to check your memory status. Jinx? I think? I'm just gonna keep guessing Jinx on all these until it's right. Second Alpha immediately, also not female. Ah, dang. You've seen 1 or 2 Alpha Zora. If you got, you'd released it. There's a band that's been around for just over a decade now called Greta Van Fleet. People hate on them sounding like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. I love that they bring that back. Yeah, like, oh, you sound like another band. Yeah, we were inspired by it and like that sound. Therefore, we wrote our own songs with that sound. How dare we do that, right? How dare we make more music like that? People get so, again, on the whole what is versus what was thing, people get so protective of like what they liked, and if something new comes around, Jinx is your favorite. Helibird or Delibird. Is it Delibird, or are you saying Delibird, or are you trying to say like Pelipper? But yeah, people like are like, oh, this isn't the real thing. This is like ruining it. It's like, how's it ruining it? If you don't like it, don't listen to it and just listen to like the old stuff. The old stuff's not changing because new stuff's out, right? Like, Pelipper, okay. But now I'm gonna get it confused. You typoed it. Like it's saved in my brain wrong now, Lon. This is on you. Keep hallucinating the shiny sound in this game. Long Hunt brain rot is real. The shinos are happening. They're setting in. You start getting desperate for the shiny. It does seem like Scary Games are copying FNAF with lore. It kind of sucks now. I mean, it's because it works and it sells, right? Like, that is what it is. I think there's a lot to be done in that space, though. I think, again, talking about pioneering and like copying and stuff, and it's like, someone's gonna pioneer it, people are gonna realize they like it, and they're gonna want more of it, so games are gonna make more of it, or other forms of content are gonna make more of it, like backrooms and stuff, right? Like, you have these things that come out, and it's just like, especially also, like, things kind of come out in waves of, like, because people are tired of X, companies start doing Y, and they all kind of start doing it together, and it all kind of falls out as though they're just like copying each other, and it's like, no, well, they all found the same like demand, right? They all found the same demand and tried to supply for it, and it's just like they all happen at once. That happens. On the FNAF point, FNAF was out for a while, and then other companies kind of started copying it. Yes, but I don't think that inherently makes their games bad, but it's definitely noticeable that like seeing a lot of indie games that come out solely for the point of trying to get picked up as some kind of like community breaking the lore apart thing to drive the community engagement. And hey, like, people have fun with it. I don't knock that. Just turn basic craft dinner into epic mac and cheese, but it's always mac and cheese, so it's always epic. Funny thing is, your only 2 full odds shinies are the 2 Bidoof and a Levani tribe. Hey, Vanillix, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday, man. Hope your day's been going well. But yeah, with horror games, they definitely a lot of them go the FNAF route. It makes sense, right? Like it totally makes sense, because it's like, you make this game, you get it covered by a YouTube channel that you have a ton of kids watching, and even if the kids wouldn't play the game ever, they'll buy the merch because, oh, they saw it on YouTube. And that's kind of the whole point at this point, is make a game, sell merch for the game. Like, how much FNAF merch is out there? There's an insane amount of FNAF merch that isn't content, right? Like, because it's one thing if, like, they release their, like, weird, like, activity books and they release their book series. Those are content. Like, those are content to the universe. So, like, to a point, it's like, yeah, that makes sense, because, like, they have all this weird lore stuff, and, like, this builds on it and gives them more chances to do so. But then they just sell, like, plushies and stuff. Everyone knows that only the lore from Nintendo Labo matters. True. I wanted to get a Labo kit. I never ended up getting one. But there was a point where I almost got one. So, like, at my last job, they had, like, the general, like, rewards points, right? Like, you do something good and you get some points. And usually those are completely bogus, right? Similar to, like, tickets at an arcade, where it's like, you do the math and each ticket's worth, like, 1/10 of a penny or something. And we had that. We had one where, like, we could all, like, high-five each other and say thanks and give, like, 150 points or something to each other. And you did, like, 25,000 points for, like, ice cream or something. Stupid stuff like that like, is completely meaningless and you will literally never do because the points expire after a while. So it's like, you can't do it unless, like, a whole team pooled for, like, a one ice cream cone. Like, and, like, actively just, like, dump their points into one person. It doesn't work. But we also had another set of points that actually were, like, worthwhile. Their shop was clearly just, like, an overstock shop from some, like, warehouse. Like, it was just random crap. But it was, like, legitimate stuff. Like, it was, I'll change the last game I got before Metroid Dread that wasn't Pokemon. It was Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I haven't played it, but I got it with points before I left the company. I was like, I need to spend these before I leave, and they had Donkey Kong. I was like, I'll buy that. And those points were, like, worth, like, 10 cents a piece or something. So it was actually, like, genuinely worthwhile. So that was nice. They had a Labo kit on that shop for a while. While they're finishing FNAF, they finished it, and then they made a VR game, and then they made a book series, which just finished, but then they're making more books, and they're also making more games, and they're making a movie. Why would they stop making it if it's still making them money, is kind of where it's at this point. So, it would make less sense for them to stop making FNAF than it would for them to continue making it, even if they had said that they were stopping it. Just because, like, you know, how it goes. Never wanted Labo, rather make it all yourself instead of buying it. More fun for you. Fair, but, like, you still do need the disc. Or the cartridge. Which I think you can buy on its own. Ultimately, also, yeah, it's like, it's just a pile of cardboard at the end of the day, and, like, it's neat, but I prefer, as far as, like, Nintendo's kind of, like, do-it-yourself things, I love the concept of Game Maker's Garage. That's such a cool game. It's like an 8.5 hour long tutorial, but it's such a cool game. I need to play more of it because I do want to get to a point where I actually can build a game. I haven't been able to yet. Remember when the FNAF movie was supposed to come out 6.5 years ago? Just thought of that. They just keep pushing that back because, like, I mean, they probably restarted it like 4 or 5 times. Like, how do you do that? Need to buy Game Builder Garage. It's a lot of fun. I'm not through the tutorials, but I will also say, getting through the tutorials takes a long time. I think it makes you do all of the tutorial before you can, like, actually build your own stuff, which is kind of ridiculous, but I get it, because they're effectively teaching you a programming language. They're teaching you their programming language, but they are teaching you a programming language, and that takes time. So, beware going into it. If you do get it, it will take a lot of time playing the tutorials before you actually like get something, or get to a point where like they stop holding your hand. And like that's kind of why I stopped, just because it's like, oh, eh. But I would like to get back to it at some point. I also do want to get more into learning Godot or Unity. Are there any speedruns for the tutorial? I wish, but it is so much just dialogue. Like, it's not... The problem is it's not like, do these things, put these things out here, and like, do them however you want, and like, ask for help. It's like, place this here. Cool. Now we're going to adjust this. Okay, cool. Now place this here. And so, like, you are genuinely just like following a tutorial. Step by step for a lot of it. Eventually, like, it lets go of your hands a little bit, where there's still like a right answer, where it's like, oh, do this thing, like set the value of this to like 17, and like it doesn't walk you through the menu to set the value, but you have to go through and set that value with the number they tell you. But you can make cool stuff. Someone made like a first-person shooter within the first like month of being out. I haven't really seen a lot of the other Game Builder Garage stuff that's out there, but like there's stuff out there that people have built that's crazy. Because, yeah, it's a programming language at the end of the day. It is a game engine at the end of the day. Like, it has a lot of tools, and if you can think of it, you can build it in there, most likely. Alpha females are located. Nice. In what? Alpha female hype. Yeah, hopefully you don't phase again, Cinder. I'm hopeful for you there. I'm starting to get hungry. I might end up wrapping the stream soon, going and making some dinner. Back to the main file you go. So what's the reason for switching between files, Cinder? Is there like a specific like reason you're doing it, or are you just like going back and forth between them? Like when you feel like it. Zora's at research level 10 on the second file now. Ah, got you. So you're just trying to build up the research level then. Like craft dinner? No, I'm gonna cook a Walmart pizza. I have a Walmart pizza in my fridge, and like those really only have like an expiration date 2 or 3 days out from when you get it, so like I kind of have to make it. Which like, oh no, I have to go make a pizza. Like, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. You Walmart pizza? It's pizza. Walmart pizza's not bad. You're out of mill, so you had to use water, which is kind of sad. Darn. If only it came with cheese powder already in it for craft. It's almost like they made it with the intent of using water. Been on a 24-hour fast, you're on a 2 hours, so you can get the meatball sub you're gonna break it with. Is there like a reason you're on the fast, or is it just like seeing if you can do it? The team is all complete, nice! You can use Coke and Pepsi instead of milk if you needed. Can you though? Can you? Like, I mean, legally speaking, is it allowed? Chocolate milk and Kool-Aid powder and mixed with the cheese and Kraft dinner. The only way I take my Kool-Aid is fried. I'm capable of doing moderate diet, so you have to cycle between large deficits and not watching your diet. You know what? Fair. Fair. I feel like I'd be the same way. Like, I'd have to do one that's just like lose it all real fast, so I don't have to do it for very long, and then like accept whatever like hopefully like involved in that my appetite changes a little bit and I can kind of keep my weight lower if I did that. But yeah, I'd have to do like I have to be like, I'm gonna get to this weight and I'm gonna stop at that point, and it's gonna have to be like a quick thing. I think your Kool-Aid evaporated. Like, you pour all the Kool-Aid mix into the Kool-Aid, and then you let all the water leave, so it's just the Kool-Aid mix again. Arcanine, Alpha Zoroark, Alpha Pachirisu, Samurott, Braviary, and Wordier. Noise! I was watching your weight, but then you got sick and lost 10 pounds in a week. Right? Just, like, get sick or have an existential crisis that, like, kills your appetite. Game changer. There was one time I did that where like I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch my weight. I'm gonna try to lose a little bit of weight. This is in like 2020, I think. And like after like a month of dieting, I'd lost like 5 pounds or something. Got in this weird mental funk for like a week. Lost 10 pounds. I was like, okay, I see how it is. Like, I guess this is all right. Hey, Juan knows what time it is, guys. Cinder joining in. You can just about maintain your normal weight, but when you want to enter a cutting cycle, you can't maintain gradual deficits, so you have to find a more extreme way. Fair. Fair. Yeah, I should, like, actually look into, like, something, I feel. I'm in a weird situation where I would like to build up some muscle, right? I would like to bulk a bit, I would say. Put on some muscle mass. Then cut, so like, you know, you kind of look like, you know, look good. At that point, just maintain like bulking and cutting, right? Like the right cycle. But I also race go-karts, and the lighter you are, the better. Only doing one since they won't let you spam it. So unfortunate. It's crazy to me that like YouTube tries to compete with Twitch, then they block like People who have been members at the highest tier for years from spamming an emote that clearly the rest of chat is spamming. Yet Twitch is built in a way with a culture that most of the streams I join are just emojis. Will look like The Rock. I mean, to a point, like, if I actually, like, bulked and, like, was disciplined in that, probably. I'm 6'6". I currently weigh 205 pounds. Like, I'm not, like, bad. And, like, I'm not overweight, right? I'm not, like, also, I'm not, like, super skinny. Like, I'm kind of right in the middle of, like, that, like, healthy weight. But my situation is I race go-karts, and the lighter you are, the better. I was like 215, I'm 205 now. I've noticed my times are faster. And it's like, that's nice. Maybe I could slip closer to like the lower end of average for like some of my height and like really do well. But then I start becoming like, then, you know, you can't put on muscle at that point, right? Like you're at a calorie deficit to the point you can't put on muscle in any way, like at all. Like at that point your body is like metabolizing your muscles because like, oh, you're at a deficit and that's all we got, man. Hey Gia, what's going on? How are you doing? Gia missed mindless so much you came back by accident. Didn't know you came very quick. Well, hey, good to see you, Gia. Hopefully everything's going well for you. Hopefully you're having a good day so far. It's good to see you. You'll become Scorpion King. Godsmack when he approaches you. What? Incapable of clean bulk, so your bulking cycle, just make sure you hit your protein and that's it. Fair enough. I imagine I'd kind of be the same way. I don't know a significant amount about, like, proper, like, muscle building and stuff. I just kind of, if I work out in some way I work out, mostly it would be cardio, which is not helping in bulking, but it's something. 110 pounds to 120 pounds, the height of 5'7". Most of the people I'm competing with when racing are somewhere in the range of like 120 to 130 pounds. Like 100 to 130. They have a significant advantage over me with that. So it's like, it'd be interesting to see how I would drive at that weight. Because like on one hand, they're lighter. So they can go faster. The carts will accelerate faster for them. On the other hand, I weigh a lot more, and I can put my weight over different parts of like the cart better, right? Like me leaning puts a significantly larger amount of weight over a tire than it does for them. So it's like maybe that works. I don't know. We'd have to see. Never seen The Scorpion King? That was The Rock's first movie, and Godsmack made the theme. Ah, I was unaware. It's harder for you to gain weight even though you weigh more than your mom and sister. Some people's metabolisms are just like that. Sometimes it'll slow down, like at some point, right? And like you'll start putting on that weight, at which point it kind of sucks because like at that point it's like, oh dang, I'm used to eating like this, and now I gotta like retrain my appetite to eat less. Because like I'm admittedly fortunate in this way when it comes to like how much I'm allowed to eat. I'm not fortunate in the way of buying groceries when they're super expensive like they are now, but like for me to maintain weight, theoretically the amount of calories I should intake is somewhere around 3,000 to like 3,500 a day. I'm big, like I'm just large as a person, right? Big bones, very long bones, so a lot of like meat around said bones. Yeah, versus, you know, someone much smaller than me might only need like half of that. Like, it's how it is. How many shinies have you found by the time you came back? We found a Dratini yesterday. I haven't found a whole lot of shinies since you were here, GS, since I took a break. We found a Dratini yesterday, which was a big one. 125 push-ups max, only 100. That's pretty good. Your maintenance is like 1,800. I did do the math recently. For extreme weight loss for me, I'm at like 1,800. Yo, Starlina, what's going on? Thank you for streaming. Well, thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been doing well. Hope you're having a good day. But yeah, like my massive, like by extreme weight loss, like I was just curious, like searched calorie calculator online at one point recently, and it was like, yeah, maintain weight is like 3,100 calories, and like extreme weight loss of 2 pounds a week is like 1,700 calories. Look like a chicken wing skinny. I mean, some people's muscles are like that too, right? Like, depending on how you train them, they either just are stronger. It was interesting. One of the panels I went to at MomoCon was related, because I was curious, was like fitness and like cosplaying. Because like, right, like some cosplays look a little better if you like put some muscle on, if you don't want to do like a muscle suit, like you want it to be like natural. And one of the people was asking, like, I guess they do work out a lot. They were asking, like, I'm cutting and my max is going down, and they kind of went, no duh. Like all these like bodybuilders and stuff who were like running the panel, like, no duh. That's what cutting does. You lose weight. A lot of that's going to be muscle. Your body doesn't really pick and choose when it loses weight. And like, one of them put it really well of like, you can either like look like you can move a bus, or you can be strong enough to move a bus. I was like, that was an interesting way to put it. And well, how am I? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm enjoying the start of the weekend. I'm just having a good time, relaxing, hanging out. Thinking about going and making dinner soon. Should weigh like 300 pounds and how much you eat, but you're only 175. Hey, I mean, you're outside doing a lot, right? Like, you're using that energy. Your maintenance is kind of high, but at the same time, it's kind of wonky for you due to other health reasons. I got you. That needs the same amount as you, but it's like double your weight. You might just be doing more, too, right? Like, that's one of those things where it is a metabolism thing as well. Like, my metabolism was really active until I was like 21 or something, and then some stuff happened and it went away. And it's definitely different now. Like, yeah, I could eat like garbage constantly, you know. Definitely in excess of like 300 calories a day, and or 3,000 calories a day, and I was around like, probably around like 180. Metabolism's incredibly slow, always has been. I mean, yeah, there's like things there, but yeah, I know you got medical stuff, but yeah, like everyone's different, right? Like, you can kind of train it to be more one way or the other, like, but yeah, but at the same time, yes, it's one of those things. It's way easier to say than to do, right? It's simple, but it's not easy, is kind of like the way I always see it with that. And yeah, like there's other factors, right? Like, I don't think my metabolism will ever be as fast as it was for things. Like, yeah, it's like, it's a thing, it happens. Single working construction worker, you work in retail. I don't know then, man. I don't know. You need to work out more to help your back and bulk up your arms. Your legs look mean, but your arms are noodles. Man, I feel you. I weigh 205 and most of that's in my quads. Like, I used to bike a lot, and that was all I did for exercise. And like, so whenever I pick it up for a bit, I pick up biking. So I pick up cardio and I pick up leg workout. Constantly. Like, that's what I do if I work out. So yeah, noodle arms, and then like massive quads. Alpha Zorak is 10'6". Dang. I'll say that you're way more in the flexible area than anywhere else. Oh, I'm not flexible at all. That is one thing I am horrible with. Throughout like in gym and high school, we had to do like the presidential fitness test. Everyone has to do it, right? And like, I did well on everything except for scoring a negative score on the flexibility, like on the sit and reach. Long legs, longer than my arms are. And yeah, I can't touch my toes, right? Like, if I was like to stand and like reach down and try to touch my toes without bending my knees, I could not do it. Gym teacher didn't believe me one day. I was like, exhale, and like pushed into my back, and I exhaled, and I had no air left in me. He's like, exhale. I'm like, bro, you're gonna break my spine. I inhale. He's like, don't inhale, exhale. I'm like, breathing requires both. And yeah, I was just dying. Yeah, I am not flexible. That is one thing I need to work on. All the way 20 kilometers a day between working and just going for walks might even more actually. Pokemon Go loves you. Yeah, and like that's the thing, right? Like walking around cardio and stuff is you're gonna burn calories that way. Cause that's the thing, right? It's not just your intake; it's how much you burn, right? So like, you know, your maintenance might be one thing if you just sat at a desk all day, but you know, you work outside all day, your maintenance is gonna be higher. Burrow under your feet from standing position. That's kind of weird. I'm impressed, but also kind of weird. Alright guys, I think we're gonna go to 750 for today. Like I said, I am hungry. We've been talking about things somewhat related to food, so I want to go make that pizza now. Not gonna lie, that's like almost 100% what I'm leaving to do. My biggest thing I can do for weight is just like control my appetite. I'm bad. Hey, what's going on, John the Pikachu? Welcome to the stream. I'm bad about developing habits of like, oh, I did this, now I eat, or oh, I'm doing this, I snack when I do this, and just like constantly will like add another. Then I'll be hungry doing something else, I'll do that, and it's almost immediately a habit of like, I'm doing this thing, now I'm gonna eat when I do that thing. It's like, it's a matter of constantly grazing. Like, there's almost no point where there's meals, because it's just, like, constantly, like, mid-level snacks throughout the day. Soft reset until the pizza's shiny? How do I do that? Do I just keep, like flipping the breaker on my oven after it cooks? And touch your middle fingers while wrapping your arms around your back to your stomach? This is impressive one. This is impressive. I've no flexibility, like none. I don't think. Yeah, you can't see the floor anywhere in here. Otherwise, I'd like show. But it's bad enough that if I'm wearing like Converse high tops, I can't touch the top of the shoes. Like it's not just I can't reach my toes. I couldn't reach like if I had a pair of like Chuck Taylors on, I couldn't reach the top of the shoe on my shin. That's like how bad it is. I can't. Like that's just. My lower back is not flexible at all. Don't mean to flex or anything, but you're so flexible that your arms barely reach your knees when trying to touch your toes. Man, yeah, like I said, I need to work on it. It's just one of those things that you work it more and more and you get more and more flexible, but just don't have that discipline. Just don't have the discipline to constantly do it. Alright, two more guys, two more. Let's see what we get here to wrap things up. Work boots have completely messed your feet up. They look so nasty now. My feet are really wide, and it's hard to find shoes that like accommodate that usually. So yeah, my like pinky toe is not happy with me. I doesn't feel the strain touching your feet, but you do start feeling the strain when your head's under your feet. So that's your limit. Then I feel the strain if I just bend down, man. Yeah, my hamstrings are just like, nope, 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 nope. You don't move like that. Really hard finding nice shoes that fit. Yeah. Like many other things in my life, I've accepted that they don't fit me. I am egregiously tall, left-handed, with large feet. Like, nothing's made for me. So I just kind of accept it, right? You just kind of roll with it. Working on doing the splits and raising your leg over your head. Good luck with that. Hope you meet your goals there. I could never even dream of doing that. Alright, we're going to do one more, guys. One more Shaman. We're going to wrap it for the day. There should be a link below if you're not following. I think we're going to be playing Kirby tomorrow on Twitch, so go follow me on Twitch if you want to check that out. Would love to have you over there, because I'm excited to play Kirby. Tall, super tiny waist, no pants fit me. Dude, I would struggle so much back, like, when I was skinnier to find, like, 32, 36 pants. They don't exist, unless you... My mom found one store that was a cowboy supply shop that actually had, like, weird size jeans like that. I could not find jeans that fit me. But, alright, guys, that's going to be where we wrap it today. Thank everyone who liked, anyone that subscribed. We did hit 10 likes on the stream, which is awesome. Yeah, we'll be back. We will be back probably tomorrow, maybe Sunday. I'm not 100% sure what my schedule's going to be for the weekend, but we'll be playing some Kirby this weekend. So I'll see y'all then. Hope you guys have a good rest of your Friday night, and until next time, take care.